To continue our flare skirt, we're going to do the pattern on the paper. We looked at it on the board, so we're going to do it on the paper now. Your AB line is here, AB and CD. I'd already drawn the lines already. So from here to here would have been the 42, and from here would have been the length of your skirt. So I'm going to measure now halfway between A and B. So that's going to give us 21 centimeters. And that's going to be an F line. And the same thing with C and D. You get your 21. Use your meter stick and you're going to draw the center line in. And that goes down from the waist to the hemline. So this gives us line F. Remember, I've done the A, B, C, D already. Now from the AB line, we're going to come down 20 centimeters. And that's going to give us our hip line. So that's 20 centimeters. Notice I mark at intervals to make sure that my line is going straight across. Okay. Now after that, you're going to put line G in. And remember that is going to be where you want your flare to get started. I'm going to put this at 42 centimeters. 42 centimeters. That's here. And we will draw that line across as well. Okay. So this we're using as line E, and that's hip line, and line G, that's where the flare will get started. Now I've done my maths already, and my 1/8 of my waist is 10.5. So to that 10.5 centimeters, I added 2.5 centimeters. So I have 13 centimeters for the waist. So from F, which is the center line, we're going to come across towards B, 6.5. That's half of your 13. And from F across towards A, 6.5 centimeters. Remember, we're working in centimeters. You can work in inches. Just use your own measurements. So we're now at the hip line, and we're going to go do the same thing from F across. We're going to go 9 centimeters because that is our 1/8 plus the seam allowance. Again, we go across 9 centimeters. And whatever we do at the hip line now, where the flare begins, we're going to add 2 to it. So your 9 would go to 11, and your 9 would go to 11. So remember, all your points will come from your center line. Then you're going to use your meter stick and join the points together. So that's there. We come here. And then we go from there out into C, point C. So you get your flare there. And I'll do the same thing over here. So that's there. And I'll come to here. And then I'll go into D. Now where the flare begins, I normally soften it up. Like that. Okay, now at the hemline, we come up in this direction 1.5. 1.5 centimeters, remember, and then we shape it down. So it's on a curve. So when you stitch your gores together, they will not peek down at this corner. Alright. So that's what the diagram looks like for the flare or skirt. Now we're going to fold on the center line, which is this point. That is line F. We're folding exactly on line F. So when we cut the pattern, both sides will be the same. So this is line F. Okay. So a cut line is going to be here, around there, and across here. That's where we're going to be cutting. Alright, so let's get the scissors and get going with cutting. So we cut. Up to here. Then we're going to cut along here. When we are cutting, the pencil line is left on the pattern piece that we'll be using. And this is your waistline, so we cut across here. Okay. So this is what your pattern looks like. That's the gore. So if you notice, it is flaring. It's flaring at the bottom. Here we get it out, and the top is straight. Now if you want a close-up it here, it's fine. What you can do, you can use 1 and 1 centimeter, and then your line would be a straighter line from the hip. So it'd come like that, so it'd fit you closer, and then you go out to the hemline. So you can adjust to what you like when you're doing yours, right? So you can get it closer, and then wider at the hemline. The same principle can be used in your dresses as well, if you like to do a dress. All right, so if you do that, you get the hip and you go straight down to where it starts to flare out, so it gives you a closer fit along your hip line here. All right, now we're going to use this pattern to cut the skirt. We're going to use the pattern to cut the skirt. Okay, so let's get the skirt material.